where our own used milk, and we made our own butter, and it was kind of small farm, you know. The house wasn't much.
Yeah.
It was tar paper siding with slats to hold paper on, and there was no indoor plumbing, barely had electricity. But I can never ever remember going to bed cold or hungry. So it was just really, really good childhood.
Yeah.
I got a good family memory. I remember once, see, I used to love to get up early in the morning and listen to the bird song. Oh, before everybody else was up, it was nice and quiet, and oh, the birds were singing just really nice. Well, I was standing in between the house and between the house and the barn. There was just a path there, and I remember my father coming across the field with a wheelbarrow, and in that wheelbarrow there was a newborn calf, and so we admired it there, and oh, it was a nice little. We had little brown cows, Jerseys.
Did you have any other siblings? Like
Yeah, I had four other brothers and one sister, and I only have two other brothers left and a sister.
Hmm. Do they live around here, or?
Yeah, my brother
Contact?
lives on the home 40 there, and then the other brother lives in Toivola. Yeah, so, and my sister lives in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Of course, that's where all her grandchildren are, so,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, my grandma's came from Muonio. That's northern Finland above the Arctic Circle.
Okay.
And both of my grandmas came from there. And my grandpas came from Sweden. Both my grandpas were some Finn Swede.
Alright.
And the father of all the three guys came from Belgium, the French-speaking part of Belgium. And he immigrated up and worked in the steel mills. And Johan Druga, he was born in 1639. I was working, and how my name came to be Olson, it actually shouldn't be Olson, it should be Druga. Well, my grandfather was working in the mine, and his father's name was Olli. And he had broken English, and the mine boss came up to ask him, what's your name? He said, I Olson Druga. Well, the mine boss thought he heard Olson, and when he said Druga, he thought he coughed or something. And when he went to get his pay, they said, no, we don't have no Druga here. Olson, that's you. So that's how it came to be Olson. But in Sweden, I'm related to all the Drugas.
Okay.
And there's quite a few of them. And then my grandfather, he moved out here to Otter Lake, and he had a farm there right on the shore of Otter Lake, and he was a logger. He went into the logging business. He had, at one time, 26 teams of horses. Yeah. And then he was the first owner of Carmichael Store. He built that store with his sons.
Mm-hmm.
It was called Carl Olson and Sons.
Yeah, I remember my teacher talking about that a while ago.
Yeah, I'll show you something. It's the only thing I got from that. Right over here. I should keep it in a better place, I suppose. I should make copies of this. This is a copy itself. They're Carl Olson and Sons. General Merchandise, Tapiola, Michigan. 10/20/1922, and John Curdy bought something and he paid, and Curdy, yeah, Curdy. I wonder if that's in Jim's. Well, anyway, that's the only thing I got on that drawer.
Would you mind if I took a picture of
Oh,
it
no.
so I could...
Hey, that little bird legend. Far northern Finland, this reindeer herder had a son. And this was from medieval times, and they tried their medicine such as they had, but to no avail, nothing. Oh, look at there. Nothing worked. So, father one evening was sitting by the fireplace, had a little piece of wood like I had, and he carved a little bird out of it, and he hung it up by the fireplace, and thermal heat caused it to move and fly around. And when the young son saw that, it reminded him that spring and summer will be here, and the little birds will be back.
Mm-hmm.
And it cheered him up to that extent that he was well. And when the other villagers heard that, they wanted a little bird too. So that's the story of one of the stories of that little bird. But this one sort of fell apart. Well, I remember when I was maybe about 7 or 8 years old, my brother said that I lived just north of here in a little farm, a subsistence farm. Everything's gone, the house, barn, everything, chicken coop, everything's gone. The only thing I got left is memories, but my brother said that, well, we'll build a shop by the side of the road and we'll make things. So I always remember that, and of course that never happened, back then.
Yeah.
That never happened or came to be, but so I've always had that in the back of my mind that I'm going to have a shop and I'm going to make things. So I make all kinds of things, and I'm going to carve a little bird here while we're talking.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, mostly, yeah, it's a hobby, because if I got more notice, well then I'd be getting too many orders, and then I'd always have to be working here in the shop, and I got other things to do too. I found out that I'm pretty creative,
Mm-hmm.
so here's one thing I'm working on right here. This right there this is called a spill, S-P-I-L-L, and they use this to say if you had the fireplace going that was going all the time, they would use this particular piece of wood to transfer the flame to the lantern.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called a spill, and that's a spill plane there. But I'm going to make a circular thing with this, and I think that'll look kind of nice. It'll look. And I was in the infantry, like I said, so I was really, really tip-top shape. And my brother got married in Elo, or in Pelkey, and he married his childhood sweetheart. And well, his wife and my wife, they went to school together at Henry Ford's nursing school in Detroit, and they were buddies. And I came home on leave, and I met my wife in the coffee line, and she was serving coffee, and then that evening we went out together, and oh, it was just, we've been married now 46 years, so yeah, so it's really nice.
You got.
Oh, biggest deer. Oh, I don't know. It's probably about maybe 170 pounds, but it was kind of a nice one in that it had a drop tine on it, where it had gotten in a fight, and when the tines were soft, it had bent down, and that tine was down like that on its face, and that was kind of I shot that in a storm, in a winter storm, and I've been tracking deer, and I decided to go to a different area, and there was that deer, and it jumped up, and it was in a swamp, and I fired and I got him.
Or
Well, sauna, yeah, we go sauna every Saturday and Wednesday. That was one of them. Other traditions, I don't know. Not really, can't think of any family. But sauna was, we would go sauna.
yeah.
Okei, kuksen sauna lämmittää, kuksen heittää löylyä. Isä lämmittää saunaa ja äiti heittää löylyä. And what that means is, it says, who's going to light the sauna and who's going to throw the steam? And then the other verse is our father will light the sauna and äiti will heittää löylyä, throw the steam. Löylyä. Throw the steam, yeah.
Like religion in your family, or
Apostolic Lutheran,
okay,
yeah.
alright.
Well, yeah, I went to work in Milwaukee, some of the factories there, and I didn't like that at all. Just didn't ever like the city, it was just too much. And then I went to the army, I was in the service, 67 to 70. I didn't have to go to Vietnam. I lucked out, I went to Germany. Well, I felt really happy and that I didn't have to go.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's great. You know, I think it was the good Lord looking out for me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's all I can just thank God that I didn't have to go. I would have went, you know, I was in the infantry,
Yeah.
but yeah, I went up, but there was those cable cars went up Zugspitz, Garmisch-Partenkirchen, really beautiful in Bavaria. And oh, that was so pretty. And from there you could see, I don't know how many countries. It went up to the Zugspitz in a cable car. Peter Olson.